Hello everyone and welcome back to APWC. So this month, apart from all the shows and movies that I have already reviewed on this channel, I watched some other movies and shows as well and thought it would be unfair to not talk about them. So without wasting any time, let's begin.
Ready.
The Monkey. An interesting premise of how a monkey executing people with a weird way of targeting them.
अरे कहना क्या चाहते हो?
आसान शब्दों में कहे तो this is Final Destination but orchestrated by a monkey. Based on The Monkey by Stephen King and directed by Osgood Perkins, whose previous film Longlegs was brilliant, and that was the reason why I watched this film. Next, I watched Novocaine. A lot of people might relate the character's ability to not feel pain with मर्द को दर्द नहीं होता, and I'm not a big fan of that film.
But why?
Personally, I liked the writing of Novocaine, which was predictable, yet the action sequences and excessive gore made it fun to watch. I like how Jack Quaid went from companion to Novocaine real smooth. Next, I watched The Legend of Hanuman Season 6. We finally see Hanuman lifting the Aushad Parvata in search of Sanjeevani booty. The writers have taken a lot of creative liberty with this show so far. Still, I enjoy watching it because of its great dialogues, unconventional storytelling and animation. But I hope Season 7 is the last one, as stretching it more would not make any sense. Next, I watched Daredevil Born Again Season 1. After 3 great seasons on Netflix, Daredevil moved to a different platform and was quite literally born again. Being a fan of the Netflix version, it was difficult to let go of that. Still, Daredevil Born Again brought a lot of good things to the table, whilst maintaining the gritty dark tone and adding sufficient amount of gore. You know exactly which scene I'm talking about. I enjoyed most of the episodes, but the last episode was slightly less impactful in my opinion. I'm not a big fan of cliffhangers, but the set photos of Season 2 looks promising and I'm ready for it. Since the entire show is in NYC, I would love to see who joins Matt's army in Season 2. Hopefully it's someone from the Defenders, as the existing army can only be used for investigation purposes. Also, it would be interesting to see how Fisk's activities get addressed in future MCU films. Next, I watched Crazxy. Sohum Shah of Tumbad fame returns with a crisp 93-minute thriller which keeps you hooked from start till the end. The entire car setup reminded me of Lock, which is one of my favorite films, but Crazxy isn't shot entirely in a car and also has a thriller side to it. Moreover, the storyline sheds a light on how certain parents treat their children who are specially abled, which I think was the highlight of this film.
Oh, ऐसा है क्या?
Next, I watched Mickey 17. The visuals are great, the cast is good, but I simply couldn't connect with it. Bong Joon-ho has a great filmography, but somewhere Mickey 17 doesn't feel like his best. The storyline isn't captivating, and you start losing interest in the film. Everyone has done a great job, especially Robert Pattinson, but something felt missing. Next, I watched Khauf Season 1. Well, it wasn't as scary as I thought it would be, and maybe the only thing scary is being a woman living in the capital city. At least that's what I could make out of this show. What the women in the show face outside of the hostel was scarier than what they faced inside the hostel. I mean, since when did human beings become scarier than ghosts and spirits?
Good question. You are a good question.
My major grouse with the show is how Rajat Kapoor's character was unnecessarily subdued. I feel a lot more could have been done with that character. Apart from that, everyone else has acted well. Next, I watched Adolescence Season 1. I don't know how they went around making 4 one-shot episodes. The amount of efforts gone into it is unfathomable. The acting of each and everyone involved in this project is top-notch, especially the kid Jamie and his father Eddie. If you're planning to have a baby or ever thought of having one, then don't watch this show, as it will change your opinion completely. In the end, all I gotta say is cinematic brilliance has been achieved.
Interesting.
Next, I watched Bloodhounds Season 1. I don't watch a lot of K-drama, but this one sequence in episode 1 was the reason why I watched Bloodhounds. I liked how they went around using the ruthless and illegal loan shark situation post 2020 in South Korea. Since this show is built around boxing, the hand-to-hand combat sequences were top-notch. The last 2 episodes did feel rushed and the overall tonality also changed a bit. Still, it's a great show and anyone interested in K-dramas or boxing should definitely watch this show. Also, season 2 is in production with both the protagonists returning.
Okay.
Next, I watched A Working Man. Jason Statham continues to do what he has been doing for the past few years and honestly, I don't have any complaints. Last year, he was a beekeeper. This year, he's a working man in a construction company. So let's see what he becomes next year. Next, I watched Black Bag. For its crisp runtime, this movie still felt very slow, but I was able to finish it. With a great cast, the storyline felt pretty okayish. I mean, it wasn't an edge-of-the-seat thriller, but you can watch it if you want something smart yet easy to understand. Next, I watched Magazine Dreams. This film talks about Killian Maddox, a bodybuilder, whose dream is to be on the magazine cover page. Without the support of any friends or family, and with a deteriorating mental health, we see how he struggles with life in general, especially to find human connections. If Jonathan Majors didn't have the legal issues surrounding him, then he would have definitely been nominated for the Oscars. That's how bloody good his performance is. Also, his dedication to build a competition level physique needs to be appreciated.
Jonathan Majors looks like a beast up there. He was impressive. He really was. I mean, he crushed it. He looks great. And he also had an insight to bodybuilding that I've never heard a bodybuilder talk about.
Next, I watched Ash. From the trailer itself, it was pretty evident that the color grading of this film will be dope. And honestly, I was not disappointed. It definitely looks great for setting up a futuristic dystopian environment, but if you have watched anything with respect to aliens, then this movie ends up being predictable. It doesn't offer anything new and also feels a tad bit convoluted, which unfortunately doesn't work in its favor. Next, I watched Winter, Spring, Summer or Fall. This film reminded me a lot of those cliched old rom-coms where the protagonists hesitate to fall in love but end up being madly in love, then break up for a brief period, but later realize they love each other so much that they end up professing it.
तू समझा? हाँ. नहीं, तू समझा नहीं.
Very simple, nothing fancy, but such films don't necessarily make me feel anything nowadays, as I have watched a ton of them and I know that this is fiction and not real. How do these 20-odd-year-olds find love and why are some people lagging behind? That's it for this video guys, I'll see you in the next one. And if you like this video then do subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye.